Okay, first of all, welcome back, because I know many of you have been here before, but this year we're here, we're more determined than ever, we're bigger than ever, and we're louder than ever, so let's show them. And the thing is, this year, there is something very different about the situation of the arms trade in Britain this year. I'll get back to that. I'll start with the things that aren't different. What isn't different is the government is subsidising this dreadful industry. The industry that's over there, there are more civil servants supporting that industry than every other industry in Britain put together. That's our money and it's got to stop.
Yes.
And what we've still got over there, what's got to stop too, is we have authoritarian regimes. Dreadful regimes like Saudi Arabia. Saudi Arabia, human rights abuser par excellence. They simply, the women in Saudi Arabia have no rights. The migrant workers in Saudi Arabia have no rights. They have nothing you could call a criminal justice system, and there's absolute repression. And of course they're aiding the repression in Bahrain, which you're going to hear about later. That has to stop. We have to stop regimes like Saudi being here in the future. But there's much more than that. It's easy to point to those. That's the easy argument. What we've also got to ask the question is, why is Britain a major arms trader to the Central African Republic, which the UN has called nearly a failed state, to the Democratic Republic of Congo, to a whole range of states, Uganda, in Central and Western Africa, states that should be spending their money on other things. They're here, right there over in that building, looking to spend their money on arms. And that absolutely has to stop.
Yes.
And we still have over there 1,400 traders and manufacturers of arms dealers. The drone manufacturers, the manufacturers of explosive weapons, the manufacturers of that boat that behind us that we've managed to stop, and well done for that. And we need to see that trade, that industry stop in Britain. Because I started off by saying something had changed. And what has changed is that we had a vote in Parliament recently. The British Parliament voted against unilateral action in Syria. And after Iraq, and after Afghanistan, and after Libya, we've now made a big change, a big choice. Our democracy made a choice and said we're going to change our direction. Now that doesn't mean that we shouldn't be doing anything about Syria. There's one thing I agree with President Obama on. Innocent women, children, civilians, anybody being gassed is absolutely not acceptable, and the world community has to take action. But that action has to be through the United Nations, through the proper legal international channels, and that's what we've got to do. But now that we've made that vote in Parliament, I think we've got a real chance to say it's time to change our direction. What we should say here today, this should be, must be, the last London Arms Fair. And what we must do, the second point of the plan, is we have to stop subsidising the British arms trade. No government money to subsidise the arms trade. And thirdly, it's a big one, or it's got a big price tag, we should get rid of Trident nuclear weapons. So I think we can draw inspiration from that vote in Parliament and say that was a start of a new direction, and what we're going to do is move on, stop the arms fair, stop the subsidies, and get rid of Trident. Let's get on and do that together. Thank you.